Good evening, guys. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Glad to see you here. Welcome to Dave's Vacation Oasis. Hope everybody's having a great evening. It's good to see everybody here. Hopefully, we'll get some people here in a little bit. Okay, we got somebody that actually can join in on the stream for a little bit. So I guess I'll send them the copy of the link. Send the link with between the conversation between me, you, and Mike. So, all right. Hopefully, we can get some more people in here pretty soon. Oh, I do know. I don't know. Pete's going to be going to the. Sorry, guys. Wow, my foot is itching like big time today, and I don't know why. But welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully, Richard might join us here in a minute or two. Hopefully, we'll have some other people watching. Thank you for coming in. Tonight, guys, we're going to talk about one of my favorite ones, and the more I see it, the more I want to go to Europe, but I want to do Viking cruises, more on the river cruises. Obviously, I want to do the Viking River cruise on the Mississippi. So hopefully we'll have some more people here. We got 3 people watching. Welcome into those watching, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming in. All right. Viking River Cruise. Okay. As you know, Viking River Cruise is it's a young cruise company. It's one of the ones that started. It actually is pretty close to Disney as far as time frame wise, when where Viking started with river cruises, Disney started with regular cruise ships. They started with the red ship. You booked a vacation just now? Nice, Christian. Yep. Well, you know what? People will be able to start finding me real soon as I can get the rest of the. I wish you guys could see what the website is starting to look like. But it is definitely going to look good. Hopefully, we'll have Richard here in a minute. But anyways, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Share screen. What do you mean you got an email for me today, Christian? You didn't get no email for me today. I don't have your email. I haven't sent out no emails regarding any business. So you couldn't have got it from me. All right. So we're talking Viking Cruise Line. its operating headquarters is in Basel, Switzerland. Um, Obviously, its marketing headquarters is in Los Angeles, California. Um, Again, its the company has three divisions: the River Cruises, the Viking Ocean Cruises, and Viking Expeditions. Um, the expeditions would be the ones that actually go to Antarctica. You plan to book for a vacation cruise line? Well, I don't know where you got it from because I didn't send out no emails. I don't have your email, Christian. So I don't know where you might have gotten it from, but I haven't gotten no emails on about anybody wanting to book anything. Nope. And I keep it pretty close. I keep things pretty close to me. So, but anyways, so and of course you got the river cruises, ocean cruises, which it obviously it does the rivers and oceans of North and South America, the Caribbean, Antarctica, Great Lakes, Europe, Russia, Egypt, China, Southeast Asia. It was definitely designed. Nope, nothing as of late, Christian. Nothing as of late. Well, hopefully Richard is going to come join us here. Um, but yeah, it was designed by Peter Jan and Bjorn Stabine architect. Um, the company was established by Torsten Hagen in St. Petersburg, Russia, as Viking River Cruises in 1997. He has become involved in cruising as a McKinsey and Company consultant who helped the Holland America line survived the 1973 oil crisis and the CEO of the Royal Viking from 80 to 84. Obviously made money in Russia, private quality markets, brought a controlling stake of the Dutch shipping company that failed in the 1990s, leaving him almost bankrupt. 97, Hagen helped some Russian by a shipping company. In exchange, they sold him 4 river cruise ships cheaply, which become the founding fleet of, well, it's some places, some things have started over in Russia. So, in this case, Viking River Cruises started over in Russia. And the founding fleet was there from 97 to 2010. They did do a rapid expansion. Viking purchased KD River Cruises of Europe, which brought Viking's fleet of the total of 26, making it the largest river cruising fleet in the world. The company obviously revamped, target demographic, older travelers, the lack of frills, gyms, Vikings, profit. Also that year, the company, powered with sales agents in the UK and the US, opened its own sales office in California, hired its marketing firm the next year. Obviously, and this was between 1997 and 2010. They expanded into China. 2004 on the Yangtze River. By 2007, it was operating 23 ships in Europe, Russia, and China. 2009, Viking started to use ships with hybrid, diesel, electric engines that company claims uses estimated 20% less fuel than conventional engines. And it's possible because the ships are not, I'm not going to debate that because the ships are not as large as normal cruise ships. Even their ocean cruise ships are not as large as regular cruise ships like Caribbean, Disney, Carnival, Norwegian Cruise Line. Those are specifically, they're geared for regular ocean cruises. Viking was meant for river cruises, but they do have ocean cruises. They've expanded over the years to river ocean cruises, and of course, obviously, they have expanded to expedition cruises. And I'm about to show you guys. We're about to do a video quick. Let me see. I need to see. There we go. We're about to watch a 4-minute video. And the guy that you're about to see is the creator of the Viking River Cruise.
Dear Viking guests, I'm coming to Fjordside in Oslo, and I've just been on board the Viking Mars. The ship docks just across the harbor from my home here. She is currently sailing one of the most popular itineraries we have, the Viking Homelands, which is 15 days between Bergen and Stockholm. It has an overnight here in Oslo, and if you've never been here, Oslo is one of my favorite cities, particularly on summer days like today. It's hard to believe that the little company we started on August 5, 1997, has become the Viking of today. 26 years ago, we invented the category of modern river voyages, and soon after, we started the concept on the waterways of Europe. In 2012, we introduced our Viking longships, which have revolutionized European river voyages. In 2015, we reinvented small ship ocean voyages and brought a focus back to the destination. In the years since, we have built an identical fleet of elegant all-veranda sister ships. In the last year, we have launched new state-of-the-art ships designed to take our guests even further to Antarctica and the Arctic. We have also launched new voyages that are closer to home for many of our guests, on the Mississippi River and on the Great Lakes. Both are regions of North America best explored from the water. As we have grown, we have become a global brand, One Viking, with 10,000 employees exploring 88 countries, 18 rivers, 5 oceans, 5 Great Lakes, and all 7 continents, and all in comfort. As we have grown, we have also become one extended Viking family of staff and guests. More than 80% of our crew are retained each year, a rate that is the highest in the industry by far, and a source of great pride. We want all Viking colleagues, once they join the Viking family, to stay. We feel the same about our guests. Once you travel with Viking, we want you to travel with us always. Now, did you know? More than 600,000 people have taken 2 or more trips with Viking. And a select few of you have taken more than 40 trips with us. I like to say that we are contrarians. At Viking, we do things differently. We do not try to be all things to all people, which is why you will find no children and no casinos on board any of our ships. Our approach has resonated with curious travelers like you, and we are very proud that the readers of Travel and Leisure have voted Viking the best in the 2023 World's Best Awards. Not only have we been named the #1 ocean line once again, but our expedition voyages have also been named #1 in the first year of operations. And once again, we are a world's best river line. On top of that, Viking is also rated at the top for the rivers, oceans, and expeditions by Condé Nast Traveler. No other cruise line have ever received the same honors by both these publications at the same time. We are very proud of everything that we have accomplished in the last 26 years. As I said, we do things a bit differently at Viking, which is why we're always searching for better. In the years to come, We will continue to expand our river fleet, building new ships on the rivers of Europe, Egypt, and beyond. We will also welcome more new, identical ocean ships. And of course, we'll work even harder to continue delivering meaningful experiences for curious travelers. In that spirit, on behalf of the entire Viking family, I invite you to travel with us again. Whether you have sailed with us one time or many times, there will always be more to explore, new journeys to embark upon, new memories to make. And now is an ideal time to plan for future travel. If you have sailed with us on the rivers, perhaps you would be interested in a thoughtfully planned ocean or expedition voyage. Alternatively, if you have only ever sailed on the oceans, a voyage on the rivers of Europe on board.
As you can see, welcome in, Richard. Welcome in.
Hello.
Good evening. So as you all can see, again, Viking has come a long way. Let's get you back. Come on.
Thank you.
As you can see, Viking River Cruises has expanded. Yeah, and it's just as old as Disney. Its time founding is just about the time Disney started. You know, we all know that Disney started with the red ships. I don't know. I can't remember what it was actually. I can't remember what it was started, but that's how they got into river. That's how they got into cruising. Same thing. Vikings started with a small fleet. It borrowed everything. Going back to the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So we'll both be back on bottom. There we go. Now we're both back on. So you can see that it started in Russia. It started with just small. Hagen, who the gentleman that you guys just saw in the video, he is the founder of the Viking River Cruises. Now that actually is Torstein Hagen. And compared to now, which has at least 26 ships in its fleet. Of course, some of the older ships are obviously now probably retired. That started in the mid-90s.
Weirdly, if I remember correctly, for Viking, I don't think they really expire. They just kind of renovate all the time. If I remember correctly, for theirs, as of lately. So they haven't had any ship that has been discontinued that I know of.
No, not that I'm aware of. I think they keep updating them because their fleet is the only one that still has like 26 ships in it. But you got to remember, those 26 ships.
You got to know,
but
that's 26 fleets of ships that most of them are not seaworthy because that's river cruise ships. There's a big difference. Like they said, they don't really go with casinos. They don't really have Broadway shows on any of the Viking ships, counting the ones at sea. That's their biggest problem right now, is the entertainment value.
Well, and you got to remember this Viking too, guys. And you got to remember this too. They're not out to get the normal cruise personnel.
They just want to go to more ports. I hear them.
Their goal is exactly. Their goal is to visit. It's more about educating people and introducing people to different cultures. And like you said, that's why you will never see kids on there. You will never see casinos on there. It's about culture, environment, people that love to travel and learn. And you know, again, you're looking at, Vikings' general demographic is people that are former baby boomers, Generation X at this point. You know, because now my generation, us people that are Generation X now, we're getting to the age of 55 up to retirement. And
so,
you know, that's their demographic.
Your demographic is going to be or is catered to older clientele that is Viking, but that is also
55, about 55 and up. You'll see some young
that's
couples,
also Princess.
but you also see some young couples that love to travel.
Yeah.
Within that different, they got like 3 different demographics that they go for.
Yeah.
But again,
It's interesting.
I guarantee those young couples are looking more like for late 30s, early 40s that are starting to travel.
Yeah, Viking has already made a name for themselves, at least with the river cruises. People are still wondering if they can have good ships for the open ocean, and they prove they can make them. It's just the last few years, it's just hiccup after hiccup for the electronics department for Viking. They're just not used to it.
Welcome in, Jerry, the Hatbox Ghost. Hello, buddy.
It's simple.
Good to see you.
They're not used to working with having a Broadway show, with not having a casino, but having to have some kind of entertainment because you're not stopping 2 to 3 days without a port.
And it's not so much about that they're doing the entertainment thing. It's more about educational things that they do.
Yeah.
Meeting, educational.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you want a really good educational cruise, Viking is, I would say, that in the top 2 to top 3. Well, top 2, I would say. There's only one above them, and that would be National Geographic.
Because I will tell you, their expedition cruises are top notch. If not,
they're top notch.
Top notch. They're the ones.
Like I said, they're
the ones.
It's either Viking. It's either Viking or National Geographic. Yeah.
Antarctica.
Yep. Those two do compete for that clientele, though. So.
But
National Geographic. Yeah.
But again, here again, here's what you're looking at on the fleet. You're looking at the Viking Ager, maiden voyage.
Yep.
These are your chartered ships. I'm not going to go through them. Now, here's your former fleet. So, see, these are the ones that are retired or have changed names. Not all of them are retired. Some of them, like Richard said, some of them have been refitted and renamed.
Yep. Well, they don't have as much wear and tear. They're not used to working with the ocean waves. Yeah, the few that they do have are doing really well in that area. They prove they can build them. They're not used to that clientele, the people that are used to going in the ocean.
Exactly.
The biggest problem with that, and Dave can probably vouch for this, is stabilizers, because river cruising does not require stabilizers on the bottom of your boat. Ocean does. That's the biggest difference.
Exactly.
They're not.
But again, it just depends on what here's what I've always said. When you choose Viking River Cruise.
Yes. There I am again. Hello on the bottom.
Let's get you back up here to the top. That's because I closed the one because I'm bringing up another video here in a second.
Yeah.
When you're choosing, it's about what you're wanting. If you really want to explore ports, Viking is about cultural learning, everything from culture. And I know Richard will go with for this one, everything from cultural foods, because one thing that Viking does best out of a lot of the cruise lines is they get a lot of their ingredients that they use come from the cultural ports that they stop at on these rivers.
Yes. Also, all but I believe. Okay, you can vouch for me for this, but I don't know how many Viking cruise ships can be able to go out at sea for one, but the rest of the cruises they have, the river cruises that they have, there is one restaurant, if I remember correctly, at most of them only have one. That's the place that you eat at.
They usually have one restaurant and they have a buffet.
Yeah, they sometimes do have a buffet. Then not all of them have a buffet.
They usually have one buffet and a restaurant.
Okay.
On most of the river cruises.
It's a little bit bigger than I thought because they do have, meals supplied, obviously, but they do have two restaurants officially. And I know some cruises don't even open up. If I remember correctly, if I was reading correctly, if there's not enough people to open up the buffet, they will not open it on cruises. So you would have the instance of, hey, I only have one place to eat at, and that's the restaurant.
But again, it's all included in the prices. It's something you don't have to pay for. That's the one thing about Viking. They don't charge extra for the restaurant.
No.
So even if they had a buffet, you would have the choice of the restaurant or the buffet, and it's all included in the prices.
Disney is the same way, except for usually there's one or two restaurants that sometimes are pay, but the rest of them on Disney Cruise Line are all free anyway.
Yeah. No,
comes with the price. That's why they're more expensive.
And here's the other thing that's unique about Viking. If you look at their river cruises, notice that the front of the ship is rounded and not pointed like your ocean cruises. Which is unique because that goes to show you the difference of being on a river versus being on the ocean. And it's how you cut through the water. Hey, Ryan Rowe, welcome in, buddy.
Hello.
Well, I mean, and here's my thing, because the more I'm looking at it, one of my cruises, and maybe I can't remember what your plans were for next year, but I'm actually thinking of revamping it and maybe doing a Great Lakes tour.
Okay.
Because I would love to go through parts of that where you go to Canada, start up there, hit the Niagara side of it on the Canada side, and take a tour to all the Great Lakes around the state that I have not even, you know how much stuff that is in Michigan, and I lived there for 30 years and I never seen a quarter of what's in that state.
Yeah. I would love to do some that are in the U.S. Now, they are one of, I believe, three.
There's also the Mississippi that I'd want to do, too.
Yeah. And Viking is one of three prominent U.S. river cruise people.
And here's the thing about this. It is just
They're in the top three already.
Here's the thing. It's just growing in the U.S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, as far as river cruises, they corner the market.
Of course.
In Europe.
There is a reason why Viking Cruise Line, for the longest time, worked with Adventures by Disney. There is a reason why that is true. And it was for the longest time. Now they don't. But they decided to try to compete against, which is fine, because Disney was allowing them to. So.
And with the way they run the cruise lines anyways,
it tells you how.
The one thing that Viking is curious about is they can bring in the experts just as easily as Disney. So as far as the river cruises, Disney couldn't touch Viking. As far as ocean cruises, Viking's got a long way to go.
Yeah. I think I think they only have two ships for ocean right now.
I think they got about one. I think they got three now, but they've got two more being
three?
built.
Okay.
I think they got three. I'll have to double check it. They got at least two. I know they got two. I think they just got a third one, and they've got 2 more being built, I believe. They got a few more being built over the next few years.
Yeah.
Of course, like everybody else, they're building ships all over the place. So what else is new?
If you want to have the best experience going up to Alaska, I recommend Viking. Really.
Yeah, especially
that's the one that you want to go up and
why.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against any of the other ships. Here's the thing about it. If you're doing it first time Alaska, I may say do one of the other cruises where they take you on the outskirts. But if you're somebody that's been to Alaska, like say one or couple of times, and you really want to dive into Alaska, then you need a Viking cruise ship because their ships are the only ones that can get into, except for I think the Norwegian Cruise Line might have 1 or 2 that can.
Yeah. Disney doesn't.
I think it's Norwegian Cruise Line. I'd have to double check it. Don't quote me on it. If it's not Norwegian, I'll have to look it up. But I know there's one other one that has one that can go into the interior. But Viking is one of the few that can get into the deeper interiors of the Alaskan.
Now, another one that does go up there is National Geographic. It does come out of Seattle.
Yes, but they can't go as far as Viking can. They don't.
Are you sure? They basically can
positive.
only because the main ship. Okay. Let me revitalize that. The main ship can't, but their pontoon boats are built to.
Right, but Vikings cruise.
They split off. You have to book an excursion.
Can actually sail right into.
Yes. Yeah. The excursions is what makes a lot of the National Geographic just as good as Viking to a point. But obviously, it would matter on what price are you willing to pay. What do you want from the experience?
Honestly, because I can tell you, Viking, you can get some good prices for some of these cruises.
I hear you.
Can. I actually, for a cruise on, I think, what was it? Maybe 1,800 total for a 7 to 14 day trip on the ground around the Great Lakes. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good.
That's pretty good, but like they said, that does well. It entitles, I believe, a few select like musical performances or some kind of entertainment. They do have them on all ships.
Yeah, they got entertainment, and of course they do got entertainment like games.
They got professional piano players. They got comedians at times, violinists.
And obviously, they'll have people from the different areas where they're stopping into that'll
professional opera singers. It's a different kind of entertainment, though, if you know what I mean. It's about the higher class. You know what I mean? It's a higher class form of entertainment, I would say.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I would do it, but.
Okay. Well, let me bring up the next video because anybody that's curious about Viking, and I know we've talked about Viking prior to. Because I like Viking. I'm not going to lie. Viking to me is
growing up in a little red house on the edge of a large forest in Norway, there were 3 things we were encouraged to be. To be kind, to be honest, and to be hardworking. These are things that each of us can control. Over time, I've come to add a 4th. Be curious. Be curious about the world around us, about
the history and culture places we have yet to go. And then go. Go with an open heart and a curious mind, and you will find inspiration anew. The world awaits. Be curious.
Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
All right, so
yeah,
let's stop this and let's make sure Richard gets put back at me. I don't know why it does that to you. I don't know, Richard.
yeah.
But guys, again, I can't say enough about Viking, and the more I learn about Viking, I just, for the first time, I actually, I didn't think I would want to go, but the more I look at this stuff, I really want to take a trip on the Riviera, a trip on the Danube.
Of course. And Danube is one of the ones that I want to go towards. It does go up into Germany. Yeah.
We might need to talk, Richard.
Danube.
Because I do got, and I'm going to share a little bit of good news at the end of the stream today. I mean, I wish I could show you guys, but I don't want to show it and spoil everything. But
I got some news afterwards too, towards the end.
So, but yeah, I mean, so to me, Viking
with that video, and I know this is true for Viking itself. It's not all about what is on the ship for them. They have created a market that is the excursions or the adventures that go off the ship. Because Viking has almost 10 to 20 times more different adventures or excursions that you can choose from that work with them. Because they made a cornerstone in that. And that's what another big advantage of Viking is. You're having the fantastic experience off the ship, even though you're going through Viking.
Yes.
Whatever that is, going to a 5-star restaurant on the top of a castle that has fantastic views of the whole German countryside, whatever it is, they have it.
They're about touching the cultural of the different places they think. I mean, that's what they're basically do. They want to introduce people
to culture.
That's why their clientele is so selective. And it's not, and when I mean selective, I don't mean it's not just people that have money, but it's people that love to travel and learn about the different cultures around the world. I mean, and that's why you find out when you're on a Viking cruise ship, you're going to find out a lot of their entertainment might be sitting in a big room or maybe dealing with interactive things that teaches you about the cultural, like learning some dances, things like that. That's the type of entertainment that Richard's trying to talk to you about. They do things there. They have a lot of that ship touches.
They have a lot of culture videos and or talks. They have sometimes the person is on the ship with you.
Particularly they do that for each port. For every port that they stop, whatever that culture is, that's the one they usually talk about on the day that they're traveling from one port to the next.
Now, I know Princess did do that, but they only had a few showings and it was only certain days. It was like 2 days or the day right before you go onto the port, they have a few showings of a person that's on the ship and they talk about the port, things you should do, things you shouldn't do, the culture, how they think, things like that. The things that, are unique to this island that they're going to. I did like that about them. So it's not just Viking that does that. A lot of other cruises do, but I know Disney does not that much. That they should, especially if they're having a bunch of those kids, but they don't.
The problem is with the other cruises, they specialized in catering to families as well. Viking caters to
adults
that travel,
yeah,
that want to learn, they want to experience things, they want to
yep,
explore, they want
yep.
different types of,
They
they
want
want an adventure that may not necessarily take them to a theme park or to the mountains. They want the adventures of learning different cultures.
Yeah, they want to experience
and
the
Viking
culture
has perfected
around
that.
them.
Viking is the one that has perfected that.
Yes, they have. Now, that goes to the point. We've brought up this other company a few times before, which is National Geographic. They do the culture, but they're more centered towards animal preservation, animal life, and not so much on culture for the people that are on the land.
It's about the world around you that thought affects. It does affect culture. It does
it's a
affect
whole
culture,
different experience.
But it's more about the animals. It's about the world and the ecosystems around you that the National Geographic focuses on.
Yeah, you're not going to see people that are travelers that much on National Geographic. You're going to find people that are maybe like a veterinarian, maybe someone that knows the area of like local animal life, local plant life, birds, things like that, except for the people probably.
Well, and I can tell you with Viking, on their explorer ships, they actually put labs for kids to, and National Geographic does this too, I think.
Yes,
Geographic,
they do.
One thing that I love about them is that, and I think Viking does it too. They actually put labs where, well, with the Viking, they do it more through people that chat and the expertise on things. Where Geographic, they do cater to the families, and they actually have labs on the ships where people can get involved and help look at different things through microscopes and things like that.
It's a whole different experience.
Now the actual concept of life. And things
that's
like
why
that.
I like both. It's a whole different experience looking at both of them. So I would say go to both. And
honestly, that's why I say Viking and National Geographic, they're the ones that have perfected. They just do it from a different point of view, and their clientele are a little bit different. Because National Geographic, their clientele is more about focusing on people about the ecosystems and how it affects us over in the world around us. Where Viking, they focus on the cultural of people, how people lived, how and that includes your food. That includes your food that you and Mikey like to talk about. I mean, Viking is good at that.
And that's another thing I noticed when I went on Princess, and then I went on Disney, and then I went on Carnival. All three of them, they don't change up their menu that much, really, when you're going out on to sea.
They do not.
They don't. Well, they can't. They can't because they have to put a mass amount of food with pallets into the ship. That's why they can't really do that. They don't really have what I know that Viking does is if they have to, every single port they're on, you'll see pallets coming in for food. That is clientele, or that is catered to that area. Catered to the area that you're going to, at least.
Correct.
You'll be able to experience food from the country that you're going to before you get there on Viking, which is interesting. Their restaurant does not serve just one kind of food. It serves thousands of different kinds of foods, but their menu changes every single night for them.
Yeah,
which is interesting. I like it.
That's the one thing about Viking, that their food changes every night depending on what port they're calling them.
It depends on where you're going and what kind of food you want to have. Now, I know Viking does create stock for people that have like allergies to certain items.
Oh yeah,
obviously.
And I think most of the cruise line across the industry
most do that also.
I think that's across. That is a standard across all cruise lines. That I think they protected it for people that have food allergies.
Now, you would think so, but I went on to Princess. I almost seen no kind of menu. We asked that at a few of them because my mom and dad were with us, and my mom could not eat at over 80% of what Princess had.
Really?
So they don't really cater to the allergy-friendly community that much.
Oh, well then they better rethink that thing.
I know. They're not really. You know what I mean?
They need
they're
to
not really known. The princess that we went on all of them really, they are known for their buffet, but they're also known to cater to 50 or older clientele. So I would hope that they would have some kind of allergy friendly. They didn't. I was like, they're missing the point. You need that for older clientele to a point.
Yeah, you do. and on for this, so I mean, and of course, again, we were talking about what's crazy is Viking has developed over the last, and now you got understanding the ocean cruises, the expedition cruises. Those have only come out around within the last 10, 15 years for Viking.
Yeah.
So now we're going to watch a little video on the expedition cruises.
Okay. And that's the ocean liners?
This is the expedition cruises. It'd probably be your ocean liners and your expedition ones.
Okay. Yeah. Ocean liners.
At Viking, we are proud to have been named #1 for both rivers and oceans by Travel and Leisure as well as Condé Nast Traveler. But it is now time for us to work even harder, searching for meaningful experiences and new adventures for you to embark upon. They say when you reach the top, there's only one way to go. We say that way is onwards.
Viking, exploring the world in comfort.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just the short stuff, guys. Again, Viking, when it comes to this stuff, it's about exploring the world around you. But again, it's the culture. And the expedition cruises, they do dig into the Alaska, they do dig into Antarctica.
Part ocean, not fully usually, but part ocean at least.
Ocean they're working on. I mean, obviously they've got more cruises that have come out in the last. They've actually had a few more cruise ships that have come out in the last. I was just looking at the Wikipedia, and they've had since 2018. They've had about 3 or 4 more. I think they might be up to like 6 or 7 ocean cruise ships now.
Yeah.
Because they had like 2 that came out. One came in 2021. One came in 2022. One came out in 2018. One came out in 2019. So,
I know Viking is really good for what they do over in Europe. There is a few other options in the U.S. that could have better, I guess you could say, finger holds into the community.
You know what's crazy of it is, though? Viking's grabbing a lot of the market on the river cruises, though.
They are.
Because of what they bring to the table.
Yes. And they're not the cornerstone in the America. They are like the top 3, I would say. That's still pretty dang high.
I mean, but they're rapidly gaining. They're rapidly
gaining.
Because you got to figure, and like I said, I didn't realize they did cruises on on the river through Lake Huron and Lake Superior.
Yes, they do.
One
of them I want to do for Viking really well is the Mississippi River. That would be fantastic. I know they do.
That one they just came out. Remember, they just came out with that one last year. That one just started in 2024.
And then another one I would like to try is the Columbia River. Columbia River is a really, really beautiful. It splits Washington and Oregon on our far side. Yes, Viking does have a cruise that goes down that.
They actually have cruises that do river cruises down in South America too. So
yes, they do.
They do.
Well, that's the cool thing with.
Here's the thing about river. Here's the pretty thing about Viking. Their biggest asset is the river cruises because they do river cruises in South America, Asia, China,
worldwide,
Russia.
They have one in Russia. I know that.
They've got one in Russia. They got one in China. They got one in South Asia.
Yep.
They are
the worldwide.
They corner the market. They corner the market.
Yeah, they corner the market, but they are the worldwide leader in river cruises.
Europe, they corner the market there, and they're fast growing.
Europe, they have no competition.
Fast growing in North America.
Yes, they have competition in Europe, but they are so far ahead on how much revenue they make. No one can compete against them in Europe because they're so good.
And really, if they keep up doing a good job, they may overtake may overtake some of the American things because of what they bring to us and what they do on the Great Lakes and Mississippi and some of the cruises that they do down in South America.
Yep, there is a reason why Disney itself as a company loves anything that has to do with cleanliness and keeping up a high-end profile. And Viking was in that list, I would say probably for about 15 years, it seems like.
I would agree.
That Disney has been around. They were utilizing them as their river cruise specialists, basically. How do you think Disney got so good at what they do? It's because they watched Viking from a distance and then they try to just follow suit, and it worked. It worked really well for them. That, Viking is it's the granddaddy of all Disney cruises. They were around before Disney started.
Yeah, only by a few years though. But they the Viking company itself was formed before Disney came in.
Well, DCL at least.
That's the company a whole. DCL is what I'm talking about. When you got to understand, we're talking Disney cruise line.
There's a reason why they used them, because they're really good at what they do, and they're clean, just like Disney is. Where do you think Disney got the cleanliness of DCL? They probably looked and probably went off of Viking themselves.
Yes, Viking ships are very, very spotless.
They're always really clean. You never see a speck of dust anywhere. If you have allergies really bad, that is the cruise to go with, because you will not have any allergy unless you're on shore. So.
So if you want to make somebody walk the plank like Mike, you're better off doing a Disney cruise. They'll walk the plank for you.
Yeah.
Just in case Mike's listening.
Yep.
And then they close all the Starbucks.
Oh gosh. You better watch it, Dave. Starbucks will probably start to have their own cruise line.
I don't think they're going to be sailing coffee cups. Anyways. So,
okay.
You know
now think about it this way, Dave. Now, if Starbucks did have a cruise line, it would go to Mexico and to the U.S. and Brazil, probably.
Anyways. So, winding up, guys. I mean, obviously, if you're interested in any Viking cruises, please reach out to me. I'll put out the information as soon as I play the video and all that. So, Richard, you said you had some good news. What's up?
So, My news is that I am going on to a cruise, Disney cruise, obviously. I love my Disney cruises. I am going to DCL, Halloween on the High Seas, October of not this year, but next year. We're skipping this year's, but we're going towards next year's. And we already paid it off. We're going to it for sure. And we're going with some friends, but it'll be fun.
Nice.
Yeah. 5-night Halloween on the High Seas. We're going to, I believe, Jamaica, and then also Castaway, and then Lighthouse Point also. Both.
Nice.
That'll be nice. October 13th-ish, if I remember correctly. We're going to Disney World a few days, like for 5 days before that also. So next year, I probably have a high chance of making a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, probably, for next year.
All right.
That'll be exciting. I can't wait,
Anyways, well, now my good news, guys. I wish you guys could see it. The website is coming along, guys. I'm sitting here looking at it right now with my contact information on there. My logo is on there at the top and at the bottom. We haven't gotten to the meaty part yet.
Okay.
But it's coming along, and I've still got some designing flaws that's got to get done as far as pictures and that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm probably pushing it back another month before it comes out. But then I've been trying to deal with the house because we're getting close to getting the house too. So I've had to put my time into that. But I'm telling you, it's looking good. I have to get with them to find out to have some of this stuff erased. Jason Thibodeau, welcome in. Didn't even think you were coming in tonight. Because I know Pete's doing the Guardians and Tigers, so I have to go over there and pick on Monorail Molly.
Yeah, I'll probably skip doing that. I don't want to feel harassed today.
It's this week. It's a total Detroit Cleveland thing because Detroit plays the Guardians for the next 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
And then the Cleveland Browns play the Detroit Lions this weekend in football. So it's a total Cleveland. It's a total Cleveland Detroit week in sports.
Great.
But I wish you guys could see it. Eventually I will, but I do have to. I have not. You know what? I need to send out and see what the next steps are and try to get some of this stuff cleaned up on here. Make that a little bit smaller. I need to put up a video. Dummy video. I need to make a, you know what? Ooh, maybe I need to put that. Well, I might talk to Katie. Do a better one for the website video. Speaking of videos, guess what time it is?
Whether it's luxury or fun in the sun, Dave's got the tips to make your cruise #1. Tune in, sit back, let's plan your stay on Cantrell Country's Travelway. It's Cantrell Country's Travelway, setting sail on adventure every day. From island south to ocean blue, we got your cruising covered through and through. Pack your bags and set your sights. We're cruising seas and booking flights from the ports to the waves where dreams come alive. Dave Cantrell is here.
right, welcome back. So yeah, if you guys are interested, reach out to me through that information. Again, pretty soon I'll be able to stop playing that commercial and be able to just put on the website and let y'all go to town there. Or come up with a better commercial if I can. I'll talk to, and that was good, but I've had this one different. So I may talk to Katie and see if she can come up and do a little bit different one.
Yeah.
Particularly, I'm going to be looking for one to stick on the website, and I may just put on my hat, get my goatee, and maybe just do a one with something, and see what you can do with that. Kind of mixture of a cartoon, kind of add a little bit of cartoon flavor to it with a mixture of music. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I hear you, but a lot of companies do that anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it less or more professional, so you're good. I think.
No. Oh yeah, indubitably.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys. All right. With that, guys, I'm going to probably call it a night because I know Tinkerbell. If you guys need anything to watch, I suggest go watching Tinkerbell because she's really good on cruises. I will say, if you guys like to watch ships pulling in and out of port, go check out Mike's Universe. He's another one that I've been working with. Trying to get down to Port Canaveral to maybe sit with him and do some video of the ships actually leaving out of port. That would be a good.
Okay.
That would be a good video. So, anything coming up on either of your channels, Richard?
No, but I do have videos that I'll be starting to make pretty soon, so we'll see.
Okay, so stand by for Richard to post some videos.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about him. I haven't had dinner yet, so my stomach's growling. So,
okay.
And when you're talking cruises, you gotta have food. So with that, guys, I'm gonna say, let the Cantrell Country Travel Way help you find your magical vacation. Have a great night, guys.